Alright, Schlockmeister fans, back to the Trauma Triple B Header Volume 1 again. We're going to watch a second movie on here. This one's called Blood Hook, filmed right here in Wisconsin. Let's check it out. Our movie starts with a grandpa going fishing. That's his grandson. And I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, but some sort of weird sound occurs which causes Grandpa to fall. Not the best acting. But Grandpa's dead. Fast forward 17 years later, and that kid, the little boy, is now all grown up, and he's coming to go fishing with his friends. His name is Finner. This is another family going up north too. That's Mr. Lutke.
Okay. Remember, the lake's not a playground.
And we are at Muskie Madness, a big muskie tournament. I have actually stood in front of this giant fish in real life.
Maybe could go
This
on
is
and
Evelyn, a crazy
some of these
Vietnam
morons
vet.
from Illinois and Winnebagos. I was in the Army. They trained me for electronics, satellite circuits. Give me this big hype job about...
I don't think Finner's been back since Grandpa died. And some sort of hook fishing lure giant thing hooked her, spun her around. Evelyn's dad, Wayne, he thinks Mr. Lutke's going to be cheating at the muskie tournament by raising a muskie, and then he'll have the biggest fish. Not if Wayne has anything to do with it. Here's one of Finner's friends.
Hey, you guys.
With an earring.
Wow, way to go. Tom Finnegan, right?
Uh-huh.
What'd you catch her?
This woman leaves a little boy out when she goes jogging. She doesn't keep a good eye on him very often. Now he got hooked. So Earring Boy is out hanging out on a boat by himself, and this is the end of him. Is this our next victim? I believe this is the exercise chick with the young son. I thought she said she had a husband, but I guess it doesn't stop her from messing around with this guy.
I hope you understand. It's just... I have some stuff to do.
Yeah, all right. So you're going to be around later?
Here comes our next victim. Also hooked. Here's Bev. She goes swimming right into the hook. They found somebody trying to cheat.
It's a bar.
Way down that fish.
I'm an honest man.
This kid's like playing some music on a boat, and Mr. Lutke hates that. And now we see for sure the killer is Mr. Lutke. Took his ear off. Moments later, Lutke reels him in. Now this is kind of a cool scene. After he kills the guy and takes his ear off, he rams his pole in his chin and out his mouth, just like like he would a fish. So what does Mr. Lutke do with these dead bodies? Well, he's grinding them up into some sort of hamburger. Here's Mr. Lutke. Apparently he's been storing his bodies under the dock. All tied together though nicely. Finner has a theory involving music and cicadas.
They've got incredible resonance. Listen to them make the air vibrate. Some combination of frequencies must set off the killer.
Shit, I could have told you that.
Got with Lutke.
They theorize that Lutke's the killer.
5 murders.
Your granddad'd slap you in the snot box talking like that.
Including his murder.
Now you're flapping your gills again. You got to have evidence to talk like that.
So Finner and Evelyn do some snooping around Lutke's place, and they find in the fridge some body parts, along with ice cream.
There's your friends, man.
Lutke's back at it again. Reeling in his new catch.
What's wrong with Leroy? Like hell there ain't. Man goes crazy, kills people out in the lake, grinds them up, feeds them to his minnows. We've seen everything. He's the one who killed your old buddy Van Cleef.
Because Leroy...
Well, his last victim he actually didn't kill.
Yourself.
He's got Anne captured.
I don't think you
That's
really
Finner's
want
girl.
to kill me.
It's him! It's him! He's doing it! That camera, give me my gun!
Wait, I'm gonna have to arrest you if you don't ease up. You've always got next to now. Take it easy.
Wayne finally was converted to believing Lutke's the killer.
Murder!
So Finner has an experiment. He decides he's going to play that music to set off Lutke, and it works. Our last survivors have called in a helicopter to come rescue them. They're having a tough time getting out of there, though. I'll take that cross. Our movie ends with 2 of them getting away. Our last scene in the film ends with a shot of the woods or the water, and I guess we're supposed to believe that Lutke is still out there. Alright, let's talk about the movie Blood Hook. It's a movie that I had, I taped in the late 80s on VHS tape. I had it on the same tape with Blood Sabbath and Return to Salem's Lot, and a movie I just reviewed a few months back called The Shaming, otherwise known as Good Luck Miss Wyckoff. Didn't actually see the movie until maybe 1992 or 3 or so when I retaped it on an SP tape. That's when I watched it for the first time, and it was filmed in Wisconsin, which is where I am located. In fact, it was filmed in Hayward, Wisconsin, which is actually quite a ways away from where I am right now, opposite side of the state, and that is up near the Minnesota border, actually, in Hayward, and there was a giant muskie thing that I showed at the beginning of this movie, and I have actually stood right where that was filmed before. I did know this movie had been filmed in Hayward before because I remember watching it the first time, but I forgot about that giant muskie scene, which is kind of cool because I was there about maybe 2 years ago, so I've been there. I stood right where they filmed Blood Hook, or at least parts of it. So yeah, nothing to be proud of. But anyway, you got a typical 80s horror movie here with little comedy bits thrown in. A lot of northern accent type, woodsy type accents, and they're just stereotypes, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Not quite up to Fargo standards, but not too far off from it either. There was a couple of actually decent gore scenes in this movie. I like the fact that when they're after he kills them, he puts them all, he cuts them or puts that rope through them, just like through their chins and throughout their mouths, just like they do with a fish too. But one thing that kind of threw me though was that other guy. It looked like he had killed that one girl, but then obviously this Mr. Lutke killed everybody else. So I'm going to have to watch it again just to make sure that's exactly what happened there. But anyway, we have several gore scenes in this movie. Nothing overly gory, though. We had one brief nude scene from the actress who played Anne. Lisa Todd, I think, was her name. And most of the actors and actresses in this movie did very little else, if anything else at all. And the director is, I believe he's from Minnesota, and this was, other things he filmed were in that area as well. But it makes me wonder if all they did was hire a bunch of locals to be in this film. So, but again, I don't know for sure, but whatever. So anyway, it's called Blood Hook. It's not a bad film for what it is. It's just a typical 80s horror movie. Like I said, with some comedy thrown in. You can get this on this Troma Triple B header. This is the very first B header, triple DVD volume 1. Doesn't say volume 1, but that's what it is. It's on here with Blades, which I reviewed the other day, and Zombie Island Massacre, which I'm reviewing next. So check it out. It's called Blood Hook. Let me know what you think about it if you've seen this thing, and leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. Bye.